Is that Yom Yerushalmi Maseches Meiser Sheni, Meiser Sheni? In the article, Hos V'Ader edition, we're on Daf Nun Daled Amud Aleph. We're up to Rabbi Avo My Spalgun, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines down. Rabbi My Spalgun. And the Vilna, it's on Daf Lamed Aleph, Amud Aleph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the bottom. Okay, so the Gemara says, Rabbi Avo Amar, Yispalgun Rabbi Shua ben Chani, Rabbi Shua ben ben Azariah. Rabbi Avo said that we have a machlokes Rabbi Shua ben Chani, Rabbi ben Azariah, who he gave the Meiser Rishon to. Rabbi Shua ben Chani holds that you don't give Meiser Rishon to Kohanim, Rabbi ben Azariah holds you give Meiser Rishon to Kohanim. Rabbi Yeshua ben Chani Omer, ain't no thing Meiser Lakuna. Yeshua ben Chani says you don't give Meiser to Kohanim, and Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah no thing Meiser Lakuna. Meiser Yeshua ben Chanani or Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. So Rabbi Yeshua ben Chani asked Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, Boxy doesn't say, "V'chaltem so b'chol makom." To eat the Meiser wherever you want. B'avachlim of a kever. You can eat it in the kever. So this is how can you go? How can you give it to a kohen? A kohen can't eat in a kever. Amalei said, "Ma b'chol makom ba'azara." No, b'chol makom is the chiddush not to eat even in a kever. You can even eat it in the azara. That and that of course will include a kohen. So the chiddush is evidently, I might think, I guess my region is chulin. You can't eat the azara. There's some chulin ba'azara. Maybe that's so kamashlo that there's no isser on chulin ba'azara other than karbanos which are brought and not appropriately as chulin ba'azara. Normally, if it says v'aksib atem b'beitchem, wait a minute, it can't be talking about the azara because it says achazom chol makom atem u'beitchem, and a woman cannot go into the azara. Rishon nichneses la'azara. As the Yisrael it says in Kalim Perak Aleph Mishnah Ches that women don't go into as women in Fulei Yom don't go into the Azar. So it must be talking about the converse, the basic Kvaros case. Rava that Rava would choose to tell over this story. The husband said, "I have a Yoliv Mesa Me'asar the Meiser the Charagina." Rabbi Elazar was accustomed to take meiser from a certain garden, which had shnei psachim, which had two entrances. Echad l'makom tuma, echad l'makom tuma. One went to makom tuma, to basic chorus, I guess. Echad v'suach l'makom tara, and one went into the makom tara. Now Rabbi Kiva l'Rabbi. So Rabbi Kiva went to the he was not. Elizabeth Azai was not the owner. He was taking meiser from that garden. So Rabbi Akiva went out to the owner of the garden and he said, "Amalei Pesach hain, v'sasam hain." He said, "Open up the Pesach which goes to the Makom Tuma, and close the Pesach goes to the Makom Tara." So. It's going to be a problem for Elizabeth and Uzziah because Elizabeth is a Kohen. So the another in Asa, and if Elizabeth and Uzziah comes to take the Meiser, Emalei say to him, "Ba b'derech." He wants to come. Tells you, "I'm coming." So say, "Ba b'derech hazeh." So he says. Tell him, "Oh, no problem. Coming this way from the Makom Tuma." Obviously, the key was out to compare Elizabeth Zayah not to take this meiser. Elizabeth Zayah was extremely, extremely rich. I guess it was a cover for this Ba'abais to give a meiser. They didn't need it. Amalei says, "In sholach talmidei." And he also said to him, Kiva said this, Baba, so he sends his Talmidim to tell Talmid the Meiser, say, Emerlo atem ksiv. It says you. And since Elazar ben Azariah can't take, he can't get a shliach to take from him either. I think it's about atem gamatem rabo shluchachem. which you learned that your goy can't be a shliach, but he's taking it extreme. He's saying if the Kohen can't appoint the shliach to take from the meiser. Shama Elazar ben Azariah. So Elazar heard this about this. Omar, he said, Martzad Rabbi Akiva Balakan. The belter of Rabbi Akiva, in other words, the Xeros and the stratagems have come to me. At that point, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah took all the mices he ever took. I don't know, maybe only once were extant, maybe he reimbursed with money, and he gave him to Levim. Rabbi Akiva taught him a lesson. Mices should go to Levim, not to Kohanim. Omar Rabbi Yitzchak bar Elazar ben Yitzchak said, it says here, it should say, according to Rav Fulda, according to the Yerushalmi, Kasa b'sherusa by Malia Saba de Kisa Mineubei. A cup of wine, initially you have to fill it up, that it shouldn't be missing anything, and shouldn't, I guess, lose anything over time. In order that it should, but after the wine has stood for a long time, and it's close to becoming vinegar, you don't have to cook. I guess it doesn't evaporate anymore. You don't fill it up. In other words, wine is still wine. You have to keep filling it up, prevent evaporation. Once it goes vinegar, it doesn't evaporate so easily, and you don't have to prevent evaporation. So Rabbi Akiva was coming in order to the beginning of his Gzeira to nullify the words of Rabbi Akiva in order that this should be a permanent situation. Okay, it's a bit strange, but that's it says. Sharusa at the beginning, Kasa b'Sharusa, a cup in the beginning by a muya. You have to fill it up, but Sab, if it's an older cup, the kisa when it starts going vinegary, mineu bay. It stays full on its own. Similarly, kol gumad lo kviya v'shayt lo kavia. Any coal which is not burnt at the beginning, doesn't get burnt because it's going to get more and more. It doesn't burn. It doesn't burn at the beginning. It doesn't burn. It's because it's going to get more and more extinguished. So here too, Rabbi Akiva not allow Elazar ben Azariah to get to entrench himself in this situation, and once it's not entrenched, it continually he lost it altogether. That's as Yerushalmi explains it, based on Rav Fulda. There are other many different interpretations of these sayings. I'm just going to show you what Rabbi Chaim says. He says, "Kasha by mulye, a pot when you come to heat it up, it needs to have lots of wood. The kisa mineu bay, but if it's already heated up, in order to preserve its heat, it's enough to have a few pieces of wood, because it's going to be preserved in and of itself. And it's a mashal that while Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was coming around to agree to Rabbi Akiva already took away from him all the mices that he took till now. And kol gumra, any coal which doesn't burn at the beginning, it's not going to burn. It's going to get cool, and cooling. Going to need more fire in order to heat it up. Okay, I'm not sure how much better that was. They say there are a lot of other pshatim, and almost everybody gives their own shot. Okay. I should want to tell you the Gra. Gra only gives them the first part. He goes, B'sherusa boy hadamuya savid kisa miktzai. Initially, you have to cut those thorns which grow in the field. Then Mashal is for Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah at the beginning. When you're meicha, it's lighter, and if you're not meicha at the beginning, it's hard to be meicha later on. Okay. Says the Gemara further. Hakol modim of pas v'shemen. Everybody agrees with bread and oil. Both Bishama agree that bread and oil netarvai, which you put them into a cooked dish, you have to be mevayer, because you could see the pas v'shemen, I guess, are be'ain. Behind with tavlin you can pour, but if you put, I guess because wine, The bread is solid and the oil floats to the top. Behind betavlin, but if you put wine and spices of netar vai into a cooked dish, you know how to be mavar because their substance is not discernible, not recognizable. Ma plihin, what's the betavshil? When you made a cooked dish of fruit of netar vai itself. So Beishamai, Beishamai say you have to mavar it because it's like be'ain. And Beishamai answer Beishamai doesn't do mavar because it's not be'ain because the cooked dish in of itself is mavatal itself. It doesn't have the same tzura. Now you come to a different machlokes Rambam. So my time Beishamai tzaddikas biyodecha, I guess bilva biyodecha. So this is Beishamai holds bisman as yati mechalo payers netar vai on money. It says pasuk tzaddikas biyodecha, and from this we learn when you can't take the fruit up to Yerushalmi, you take the money biyodecha, not the payros. You have to mechal on kesef. My time of the Beis Hillel holds that since there is, it's no matter what, you can't use it. There's no advantage in the chilul because whether you have the money or the fruit or the money, it's going to go for a loss. So afilu mechallo mahu moil. Even if you redeem it, what effect does it have? So ultimately, the beer you're going to do is you're going to put it out and be mafkirit, and then anybody can be zoch in it. So, but Beishamai says that from the words hakesed biyodcha, it says tzata kesed biyodcha that the meiser has when you do beer meisers, you have to have only money. If it's not a time when you're allowed to eat it, and you have to be, in other words, the bizman is there. And remember, that's biyodecha. Okay, it's a special drosha. And Basil says, no, it doesn't matter. You can do the beer on the fruit itself. You're going to have to redeem it eventually anyway in order to eat the fruit, but you do the beer on the fruit. Okay, a little bit difficult sugi here. Arts brings a different shot here. That was from the Rasul. It does the other Bnei Moshe to be our gra. Different shot, but okay. Don't get too confusing. Let's go on to the Mishnah. This Mishnah is halacha dalet, has Mishnah ches and Mishnah tes. Originally, Basin would send messengers to all the Ba'abatim in Eretz Yisrael. Quickly hurry up and fix your food until before the time of the beer comes. This is even though the time of onus. In order to make sure that they should be able to do the beer properly. So they used to evidently take off that even meises from food which didn't come to us meises, which wasn't maybe shlish. So Akiva said no, if it's not going to get to onus meises, so it's part of a beer. Then I'm akiv the vidui. So therefore, don't meiser them. Somebody whose fruit was distant from him, and he separated maisrus, and the time of beer came, so he has to dispense them properly. So he should be shame. You have to designate them and dispose them properly. And now we bring a story how this happened. Bring form a story. Meiser and Gamliel Vaskenim is the story of the Rabbi Gamliel and the elders. They're coming in a boat. Amar Gamliel said, Isu Sheni Osi Lamud, the 10th I'm going to take off from the fruit I have in my house. It is Nasim Yeshua. It's given to Yeshua ben Chananya, who's a Levi, and Makom Muskalo, the place where the Meiser is rented to him, so he can be kohen with a kinyan chotzer. Truma Gedola he already gave, as we know. Eev Charlotte only came Nichuma Truma Gedola, because this wedding is still at home, and people take up Truma Gedola beforehand. Isur Acher Shani Osid Lamud, another tent they're going to take off. Nosan Rabbi Akiva, Nosan Akiva is given to Rabbi Akiva. She's will Aniyim in order to acquire for the Aniyim, Mukama Muskalo, through a kinyan chotzer, and that of course was a year Ma'aser Ani. Amr Bishua said, Isur Shani Osid Lamud. So the Jumas Meiser that I have to take off from my Meiser, which you just gave me, Nosan Lozben Azariah, it's given to Lozben Azariah, of course, it's a coin, Mukama Muskarlo, and the place is rent out to him, so he can make a kinyan chotzer on it. And they gave each other money in order to acquire the land. No, it's Leo got the mace, the rental from Yeshua and Rabbi Akiva. Yeshua got rental for Elazar ben Azariah in order that all the kinyanim should be appropriately made. So the Gemara asks on the ladder on what we just learned. Wait a minute. Well, before Akiva came along, how are they talking Mises before Onas Mises? Right? No, the other way around. How even if the fruit got the Onas Mises, why are they chayv beer? It's still tevel. So if it's tevel, what was the Hamina before Akiva came along that you have to quickly talk of Mises? Even if it got the Onas Mises, no problem. Lo tevel Rabbi Hillel b'Shem Shmuel says Zosa Meres. It's a tevel kari kodesh. Maybe chiddush. It says biyarti hakodesh min habayis by biur. So it means the way they originally held before Akiva came along, tevel is kodesh. In other words, it's consecrated l'isur. So therefore, I have to deal even with tevel. I have to deal with before the time of biur meisus comes. Okay, that brings us to the top of the next page. So we'll stop here for today.